We're just waiting for Wilda to welcome us. So while we're waiting, welcome.
Pauline, I'm here ready to welcome you. I'm waiting for the welcome slide.
Okay, the Unity of London sign is on.
I'm here ready to go. All right, there we go. So welcome everyone to Unity of London this morning. I understand that it is a sunny day there and it is a sunny day here as well. So we just welcome everyone that is here in person, that is here online, and that will listen to us or this service later on when they are at home at their own time. So we thank you very much for joining us today. And we remind those present at 501 Nelson Street to please check into their Facebook with their cell phone to let others know where they are, and then to please mute your phone so it doesn't interfere with today's service. And of course, we have at Unity of London a vision for unity, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And along with that vision, we also have our mission. And our mission is co-creating with God. Can you put that slide back, please? Thank you. Co-creating with spirit to transform lives through shared spiritual awakening. You would think that I would know that after all this time, but obviously I don't quite. So, all right. So how do we fulfill our mission? We fulfill our mission by being a loving, inclusive, supportive community. And we also promote or fulfill that by promoting self-expression, which means that we let our God light shine. We let our God light shine. And so the third thing that we do is we promote or we follow the 5 principles that we are taught by Unity. So the first one is God is. There is only one power, one presence in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And the second one is I am. So we each have a little bit of divine spirit within us. So that means that we can access all the powers of the divine spirit anytime within us. If we need strength, if we're looking for zeal, whatever it is, we have that within us now. The third is I created, which means that co-creating with God, we create the life that we live. And of course, we want to connect with that divine power. So through prayer and meditation, we connect to that small, still voice within for guidance, for wisdom, for strength. And of course, the most important, I would say, is it's all right to know those 4 steps in our head, but we need to go out into the world and we need to live those steps. And we also fulfill our mission by inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world, whatever that is. That might be cutting your neighbor's grass. It may be saying hello to someone on the street. It may be volunteering in the community. There's lots of ways that we can be inspirational that suits us, that is good for us. And of course, we also provide fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. So we coexist with other people in this world, no matter what their beliefs are. So we can work together, believe together, pray together, love together. Okay, so this morning there are some special announcements. And of course, given that prayer is so important to unity, we have a person at Nelson Street, and that's Sylvia Vanderhook, who will be praying for you folks there. And after the service, I will be happy to pray with anyone online. So what I would request that you do for the people that are on Zoom is just send me a little chat message saying that you would like to pray, and I will stay around and we can pray together. Okay, so there's an announcement today, just letting people know exactly who's responsible for what areas of our board. So we are grateful for our board of directors. Having been on the board 3 times, I know that requires a lot of commitment. So we are grateful for these committed people. Our president, Lorraine, our vice president, Renee, our treasurer, Kate, and our secretary, Amber. And 2, of course, are spiritual leaders in terms of organizing the Sunday service, Pauline Duncan-Thrasher and Sylvia Vanderhook. So we thank them all.
I am standing at the gate of unlimited possibility. I'm ready for the blessings only Spirit can bestow. I am open and receptive for the good that's bound to come to me. This I know, and I know that I know. Nothing is impossible. It is never too late. Nothing is too much for God. No challenge too great. Hold on to your faith. The truth will be revealed. Nothing's incurable. All things can be healed. Faith is the power to receive and to give form. It takes hold of desire when you believe. You will walk on water even through the storm. What I believe I can conceive. Thank God in faith I will receive. Nothing is impossible. It is never too late. Nothing is too much for God. No challenge too great. Hold on to your faith. The truth will be revealed. Nothing's incurable. All things can be healed. Nothing is impossible. It is never too late. Nothing is too much for God. No challenge too great. Hold on to your faith. The truth will be revealed. Nothing's incurable. All things can be healed. Nothing's incurable. All things can be healed.
So as most of you know, unity has been formed on prayer. And so Unity has been praying with and for people for over 130 years. So for those of you at 501 Nelson Street, if you have prayers for the people that you know, love, or anyone else, any situation, just put the person's name on the little piece of paper beside the prayer box and put it in the prayer box. And those prayers will be prayed at Unity of London for 30 days and then sent down to Unity Worldwide. So just remember that with prayer, as the song said, nothing is impossible. It's never too late. Nothing is too much for God. No challenge too great. And so this month we hold in prayer Unity Center of Winnipeg in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Unity Center of Truth in Etobicoke, Ontario. So now if you'd just like to relax, close your eyes if you wish, and just make that conscious connection to the divine spirit within. We go into prayer now. And as we do that, we bless everyone attending all spiritual gatherings, knowing that there are many paths to the one God. We bless all those watching online and all those at home who are using this day to take care of themselves or their families. We bless everyone that is in the sanctuary right now as well. We also bless all people who are affected by the many forest fires that are burning across Canada. We bless the firefighters and especially those who have left their countries to come and help us. We lift up the people who have lost their homes or have had to move away. We have faith that the highest and best is unfolding and that the love of the divine spirit is surrounding them right now. We take this opportunity to hold anyone that you wish in blessings and prayer and to speak their names quietly into this space now. And so as we move forth into this day, we understand and affirm that I am one with all that is. And so it is, and so I let it be. Amen. So today we welcome today's platform assistant, George Wilson, for the reading of the daily word and the introduction of our speaker.
Hello. Today's excuse me. Today's daily word is release. Regular releasing keeps me in the flow of life. I have been changing as long as I have been alive and will continue to evolve as long as I live. I make room for the person I'm becoming through releasing, which is an important part of my spiritual practice. Just as I would not fill my closet with clothes that no longer fit, I do not fill my life with beliefs and ideas that no longer reflect, who I am and who I'm becoming. Regular releasing creates spaces in my life for new things to come in. It is my way of remaining open to possibilities, of welcoming new opportunities, of keeping myself in the flow of life. Releasing is also a powerful way to live my faith. I trust I am moving in the right direction, and releasing means release items from the past, and with gratitude for the role it played in my life. Sorry for the reading. I'm kabubbled today. The scripture is creating me a clean heart, O God, and put a, a new and right spirit within me, which is Psalm 51, verse 10. Our guest speaker is not a guest, but rather a familiar member of our Unity of London community. Pauline has been a Unity London prayer chaplain and student of Unity teachings since 2012. In addition to her roles as trainer, writer, wife, she delights in dark chocolate, ice cream, popcorn, movies, reading, and more reading, along with camping in the company of husband friend Dan and sweet little four-legged Chipper. With her message, Dare to Create, please join me in welcoming Pauline Duncan-Thrasher.
Thanks, George. Thank you. Thank you very much, George. We added a few little personal tidbits because a dear person in Unity once said to me, "Oh, the same old introduction, Pauline, add something personal." So thank you, Paula, for that suggestion. The message today is called Dare to Create. And you know that our theme is imagination. That's a power that we all have. And yet I ask you, if someone came up to you right now and said, "I see you as a creative person," how would you respond? Marianne would say, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am creative." Would you say, "Who, me? Creative?" And yet creativity is within each of us. And my message today is a dare. Remember when you were a little kid and somebody said, "I dare you." And then in that movie where the little boy stuck his tongue on the cold stuff in the winter and got it stuck there, that was because he responded to a double dare and a triple dare. He didn't want to do it. So I triple dare you to see yourself as a creative person. And we'll talk about the different areas of creativity, how our imagination can take us in wondrous new pathways, or our imagination can also take us down a horrible rabbit hole. And how does our spirituality connect with all of that? So Dare to Create is building new images in our mind. And I don't know if you had a chance to pick up the June message or not. It's the June calendar. And in the front of it, I quoted Genevieve Berend in her book, Your Invisible Power. Your invisible power is visualizing. It brings your objective mind into a state of equilibrium, which enables you to consciously direct the flow of spirit to a definitely recognized purpose. That state of equilibrium has to do with the release that George read to us about today in the Daily Word. We can't have a state of equilibrium if our mind is full of distracting negative thoughts. So what do we do? The best use of imagination is creativity. Now, I guarantee every single person in this room is involved in something creative. It might be like Dawn, building a wondrous garden, putting all the flowers together. enjoying all those colors. Who has done that recently? Just let me see. Quite a few hands in here are up. It might be a vast array, using your imagination to come up with something that's better, faster, more efficient. Whoever invented the clothespin, the safety pin, the airplane, the car, you might say, well, that's already been done, Pauline. What's left for me to do? If you like to bake, sew, crochet, knit, speak, engage someone in a conversation, find a way to bring out the best in others, plan a trip, relax in your hammock and think lovely thoughts. All of those are creative. They are all creative. And this morning, when we were getting together the program, dear Dave Shield responded to Kate's plea because the screen was off the edge. He went out, got a ladder, climbed up, and did something up here, and all of a sudden it was all aligned. That's creative. We could have just sat there and seen half the picture on the wall. So we thank Dave for that creativity. And you may not call it creative, but it absolutely is. So much in creativity. I brought a book about Maya Angelou, and I was going to give it to a lady who was here last week, but I don't see it. So if anybody is here and is a fan of Maya Angelou, I will lend you the book. It's called Letters to My Daughter. Now, you might know that Maya Angelou was a genius in creativity. She was a poet, a writer, a dancer, a film director, an actress, a civil rights activist. She responded to all kinds of challenges. And she once said, you can't use up creativity. The more you use it, the more you have it. So if you think, well, I wrote a book, or I wrote a poem, or I did a wondrous hairstyle for someone like Scott does, or I visited a neighbor and sat there and listened compassionately, as many of you do, or I sat with my family and responded, that is a way to be creative. It's a way to use your imagination to change the world. I'll share a little bit more about Maya Angelou later. There is a worst use of imagination. And Deepak Chopra talked about anxiety. And I'll just touch on this. It's not the main message, but it's something we're all aware of. How our mind can take us on horrible trips. You can't read those words except the anxiety and the stress. So I'll read them to you. And I'd like you just in your mind to tick off which ones stop you from being creative. You feel driven, tense, apprehensive, frantic, worried, troubled, distraught, hassled, fretful, unsure, uncertain, strained, overloaded, hectic, and hurried. If any of those are part of your life, we need to take the message that George read and release them, at least be aware of them, because they all add up to a state of anxiety, urgency, pressure, intensity, or duress. I felt some anxiety this morning when I was worried that our platform leader, Wilda, who's always so calm and strong, didn't appear at the beginning. You might have noticed my gesture. That was me exploding a little bit. It can happen to any of us at any time, and it blocks our creativity. So let's be aware of it. Being aware and stepping away from it on purpose, any way you can, because it blocks what's good in our lives. Carrie Nieuwhof, who's one of my favorite authors and who gives lots of advice to ministers all over the world, talked about the daily routines of people who are leaders. Now, I didn't create that chart. It was a great big chart. But if anybody's interested, send me an email and I'll send you a copy. And he investigated creative people like Tchaikovsky, Dickens, Victor Hugo, who was outside the box, Maya Angelou herself, all of these people, sorry, had something in common, which surprised me. They were not workaholics. He took a look at 24 hours in their lives. And there was a little circle, and it indicated the number of hours they worked, number of hours they slept, ate, relaxed, enjoyed time with their family, exercised. And the great majority of these people who are creative geniuses slept 7 or 8 hours every night. They did not work 12 hours a day. Tchaikovsky worked 2 to 4 hours a day. 2 to 4 hours a day. And the rest of the time, oh, thanks, dear Renee. The rest of the time, see, she's more than just a vice president of our board. The rest of the time, one of them spent 4 hours walking. So what's the message here? That if we want to be creative, it's not work, work, work. Study, study, study. It's take time to get that equilibrium back. And it could be lie in your hammock. Could be go for a walk with your dog. Have breakfast. Enjoy time with a meal. And this is letting your mind relax and be open to creative ideas. And there's Maya Angelou, who you might imagine suffered a lot during her life. She was stressed. She was a very tall African American woman. She wrote a memoir. It became the first best nonfiction seller written by an African American woman. And it was called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Does that title make you want to run right out and read that book? And this is what she said. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. We are changed by what happens, are we not? Sickness, accidents, financial distress. Maybe some of you by the worry of aging, losing your faculties, but we don't have to be reduced by it. Not spiritually, not emotionally. You are able to release limiting thoughts and feelings by perceiving something greater. And that something greater is your divine potential. We talk about it a lot here. Our divine potential. It's divine within. It's that spirit within, that God spirit, that oneness. That makes all the difference in the world. Believe in it. Feel it. Meditate about it. Relax into it. Feel the comfort and the solace of knowing what Jesus knew when he felt that his friends had all abandoned him. He knew he was about to die, and he prayed. He went into that divine oneness consciously as a human, as we also can do. And the next one came about because on Wednesday morning, Nancy, Amber, George, and I were gathered together in our mastery session. And dear George Wilson said, in response to our discussion, I'm not lost. I'm just exploring. And I said, I have to use that in the presentation on Sunday because it's about imagination. Sometimes you may feel lost, but if you view it as exploring, doesn't that add a whole new era of investigation and fun? Our role is to make the world a better place. Whether we are in school, whether we're a senior, whether we're taking classes as an adult, it's to make our world a better place. And there are 3 areas that we can use, whether you're a leader, whether you're in business, whether you're at home. One is brainstorming. Just get together with some friends and throw out ideas. If you want a new project, if you want something that's creative, something that will make other people's lives better. Do some experimenting. Doesn't have to be perfect. Try it out. If you make a mistake, so. And Dawn's nodding. And Dawn is a baker and a gardener. And she's saying, you shrug it off. You let it go. You don't have to make it perfect. That is the art of creativity. And collaborating. We are blessed here. Just look around this room. We are with people who are all creative. And once we can get over the idea that we're the only one who can do it, we're the only one who can create, and we start reaching out and asking other people, what do you think of this? What are your ideas? That's collaboration. That is magnifying the creativity a billionfold. And it happened to me just this morning. I mentioned to dear Marianne, well, thinking about a project, and I mentioned it to Nancy and Dawn before. And I said, it's about a strawberry social, maybe in July or August, but I have to get the board to approve. And first, I have to go out and meet some of the people in Soho. And guess what Marianne said? I'm in. I'll go with you. I'd love to meet people in Soho. That's collaboration in action. And I know Marianne will be a fabulous partner to do this. And I know Dawn will when she can find time, and anybody else who wants to. It's reaching out personally, not on the screen. We've got our dear friends on Zoom. Wouldn't we love to have them here so we could give them big hugs? That's for you, Zoom people. And it's also because dear Vanessa is back from Zoom and you get to give her a big hug later. In Matthew is the verse, ask and it will be given to you. Now, there were times when I asked and asked and asked in prayer, and I didn't I got no response. I thought, well, so much for prayer. Has that ever happened to you? Well, Marianne Williamson, not Marianne Williamson, Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. So ask and it will be given to you also involves being willing to do the work. Search and you will find. That requires some work, does it not? Knock and the door will be opened for you. That's the willingness to dare. The willingness to go beyond, as she said, I believe that the most important single thing beyond discipline and creativity is daring to dare. So I triple dare you to dare to create. And this final little message, stand up, sorry. Nothing needs to be fixed. And creativity isn't fixed. It's about evolving, changing, expanding. Everything is unfolding perfectly in your way as you see it. So when you stand in your now, accepting that all is well, from that vibration, you become surrounded by more and more evidence that all is well. I dare you to create something better in your life. And to be aware that prayer is a big part of that. Affirmation is a big part of that. And knowing that all your imaginative powers are part of your spiritual divine essence. Let us go into prayer. Well, meditation, which is a form of prayer. As we breathe in to this quiet, sacred space, as we release everything that we do not need, the hurriedness, the feeling of being overloaded or stressed or overburdened, as we let that go, let those feelings of anxiety go. We absorb that equilibrium, that harmonious essence of oneness with God. We breathe that in now. We let it flow through our body. In the next few moments, as we are in a time of stillness, a time of quiet, a time of peaceful balance, feel the spiritual nourishment flowing through your body from top to toe, all through you. You are open to that inflow of divine consciousness, mindful of your connection with divine spirit. We'll take a few moments now just to sit in silence. And as you remain sitting in silence, I close with one message from Maya Angelou, who wrote a poem called "And Still I Rise." This is dedicated to any of you who may feel smaller than you are. I won't read the whole poem, but I will read one sentence that she shared, that she lived. Stand up straight and realize who you are, that you tower over your circumstances. Stand up straight and realize who you are. You are a divine spirit. You are connected with oneness. You tower over every circumstance. There's a little message on my fridge that says, choose your vibe. Choose your vibration. Imagine yourself vibrating with positive energy wherever you are, wherever you go. That spiritual, divine, positive energy. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
So Pauline, thank you very much again for an inspirational talk on imagination. And so I made a copy of the last slide that you had there that said, nothing needs to be fixed. Everything is unfolding perfectly. So when you stand in your now, accepting that all is well, then from that vibration, you become surrounded by more and more evidence that all is well. So we bless you and we affirm that Unity of London and worldwide, all is well.
The wonders of the world came from imagination. You can set your spirit free. We all possess the gift of creation. It's inside of you and me. Each one of us can express what we see. There's a bridge from our dreams to reality. To a painter, it's the canvas. To a sculptor, the clay. It's imagination, the tool of the trades. To the teacher, it's the lesson. To the poet, the rhyme. To the student, it's the question. To the writer, the line. To the preacher, it's the sermon. To the gambler, the game. It's imagination, the tool of the trade. Imagination, it's the tool of the trade. A champion has a challenge, a salesman the pitch. It's the role to the actor, it's the soul to the rich. 'Cause what you imagine can always be made by imagination. It's the tool of the trade. Imagination, it's the tool of the trade. Imagination, it's the tool of the trade. always be made by imagination. It's the tool of the trade. Imagination. It's the tool of the trade. Imagination. It's the tool of the trade. It's the tool of the trade.
So with that last song, I just love that song. So my imagination is to see all of the places that were on that slide behind the words of that song. So and a lot of them I've already seen. So that's my imagination. So this morning too, we imagine knowing, trusting, believing that Unity of London is prosperous. And we are grateful for all of the people that provide their time, talent, and treasures to Unity of London. And so you can, if you wish, e-transfer your donation to Unity of London at hotmail.com. And we also accept checks and payment online in other forms on the website. And we also are grateful today for the people who are collecting the offerings at Unity of London at 501 Nelson. So we will just wait a minute until they collect that, and we will bless those offerings from today, from last week, and we'll bless in advance as well all of the offerings that are coming in the future, because we know, we believe, we trust that everything is perfect and that these offerings are great and will be used in the highest and best way. So our prosperity blessing for today, and repeat that with me, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so now we say our prayer for protection. So you can repeat that as well. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And so now we'll sing our peace song. And so before we close, we just remind everyone that there is sharing time for those online after this, and the chatting in the fellowship room is just fine. And if you want to come up to the screen, please look towards the back, not at the screen, because we will be able to see you online. So are there any comments from anybody online about Pauline's service today, or anyone at 501 Nelson?
I would like to make a comment. Thank you, Larry. Oh, sorry, turn. Thank you, Larry, for helping us out. That was special for everybody online, as we're all together and we like to share together.
Thanks, Amber. Sylvia Square. Oh,
It's
Sylvia, let's
Dawn.
just wait a minute. Dawn, you go ahead. You go ahead. You're up there.
I wanted to say, Pauline, that was a wonderful message, and I believe wholeheartedly in creativity. And I really liked what you said about the quotes from Maya Angelou. I was recently doing some research online about unity, and I didn't realize that Maya Angelou was one of the early members of Unity. Yes, certainly a gifted woman. Thank you,
Thanks,
Pauline.
Dawn. Okay, Sylvia Square.
Thanks. Well, yeah, thank you, Pauline. That was really great. I just, I find Maya Angelou's words just fall like rain on a parched heart. She's just so lovely. And I was thinking when I was writing out one of the quotes you gave us, how words tend to change over time, how the meanings of words evolve and they no longer feel comfortable, and then something else feels more comfortable. And one of the words I've struggled with between affirmation and denials is denial, because denial has come to mean sort of I'm in denial about something, so I was really struck by that quote. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. I'm like, oh, there's my new word instead of denial. I refuse, because it felt very empowering. So thank you very much for that one.
Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks. And two online, I'd like to welcome Augusta and Lynn and everybody else, sort of our regulars there. It's just lovely to see you all. Okay, so is there anybody else that has any comments about today's service? So I'd especially like to thank all of those people at the back running this show, because I know it gets a little complicated and sometimes there's a lot to remember. And I'd like to thank Larry too for stepping in and helping out today as well. So I guess don't shut us off right away on Zoom, please, just in case we want to talk for a few minutes. And so everybody else, have a great week. And remember, nothing needs to be fixed. Everything is unfolding perfectly. That is the power of imagination in your life. So how's everybody here?
Everybody here is fine. We are done planting. Everything's in the ground. We did a crop tour the other day and things are starting to come along. We need rain desperately, but that too will happen.
Well, that's what we sort of figure, because yeah, it's really dry up here as well. Everybody, I think, needs rain. Barb, everybody needs rain.
Yeah. Janet, are you settled in your new digs?
No, next week I see the lawyer. The week after that I get the keys, and the week after that the moving truck moves us in.
Okay, well, good luck with everything.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting to figure out the lay of the land,
Yeah. Fun times.
Fun times. I'm really going to miss walking around the cemetery that is just across the street from where I am now. So I'm taking advantage of as many trips around, sometimes twice a day. And I'm sure I'll discover new things in the neighborhood where I'm going.
Absolutely, you will. So Augusta, have you been on with us before?
Online, no.
Okay. And where are you from?
But in person, yes. I'm from West Africa, Sierra Leone.
Okay, but where are you physically now?
I'm in London, Ontario.
Oh, okay, so you are in London, okay, because
Yes, I
that's the thing with Zoom, we don't know, you could be coming in from West Africa right now, we have no idea.
No, I'm but I'm living in London.
Okay, good, okay, well, it's nice. So have you been going to Unity of London at 501 Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, so see, those of us who are online here, we know each other already. And so that's one of the things is the people that go to Unity of London. Now, unless we have known them previously, we don't generally know the new people. So welcome. And we're just happy to have you online with us today. So at least we get a chance to meet you. And also to Lynn, of course, I know that you've been coming here on these Zoom calls for quite a while now. So it's good to see new people here coming in on Zoom too, so that we have a chance to meet everybody. And I know like at our 9 o'clock prayer service, we have been getting new members that are showing up at 9 o'clock for our prayer service in every 5 days a week. So that's very exciting for me to be able to do that, since we have been praying in the morning now for, well, it's pretty much 3 years that we've been praying 5 days a week online. So anyway.
Yeah,
All right, well, I've got, go ahead.
I was
Thank you.
just going to make a comment about the morning prayer. It's kind of neat to see people from like Alberta, just getting up to pray. It's really nice. It's lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
so
the
much.
Thank you for doing it, Wilda. Yes.
You're most
Excuse me,
welcome.
like the morning prayers.
Yes.
I will try to join it maybe during the work, but if I'm not at work.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
thing is that's the whole point, is people can show up whenever they want. It's 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And if you can make it, then that's great. And we hold our Unity of London members in prayer all the time anyways. So whether you are there or whether you are not, know that you are being prayed for and that you are being held in prayer.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Well, listen, have a wonderful day.
Bye,
And
everybody.
take care.
Great week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.